human beings. Or in a slightly more elaborate metaphor, Mencius tells this story. He says, Bull Mountain was once beautifully wooded, but because it was close to a large city, its trees all fell to the axe. What of its beauty then? However, as the days passed, things grew, and with the rains and the dews, it was not without greenery. And then came the cattle and the goats to graze. That is why today it has that scoured-like appearance. On seeing it now, people imagine that nothing ever grew there. But this is surely not the true nature of a mountain. Okay, you can see where he's going with this. Like, there's a mountain, but it's sort of gotten away from its true nature. And then he puts the moral on the tale in this way. He says, and so too with human beings. Can it be that any man's mind naturally lacks humanity and justice? If he loses his sense of the good, then he loses it as the mountain lost its trees. It has been hacked away at day after day. What of its beauty then? But, Mencius says, that original pure heart-mind can be recovered through study and introspection. Okay, let me talk about that term for just a minute. The word xin in China means what we refer to as both our heart and our mind, and sometimes in translations of the Neo-Confucian texts, scholars will use this heart/mind to translate that one word. Because one's physical and social surroundings are crucial in nurturing his or her ability to follow good impulses, Mencius emphasizes education, the family, and good government. And he regularly chides rulers who do not lay the economic groundwork necessary for a basic level of well-being for their subjects. Desperate people will do desperate things, and inept rulers must bear some of the blame for that. Mencius says, if the people have a secure livelihood, they will have a secure mind. And if they have no secure livelihood, they will not have a secure mind. And if they have no secure mind, there is nothing they will not do in the way of self-abandonment, moral deflection, depravity, and wild license. When they fall into crime, to pursue and punish them is to entrap them. How can such a thing as entrapping the people be allowed under the rule of a man of humanity? Jushi was clear about his intention in promoting the 4 books. He said, I want men first to read the great learning, to fix upon the pattern of the Confucian way, and next the Analects to establish its foundations, next the Mencius to observe its development, and next the constant mean to discover the mysteries of the ancients. So we'll move now to the 4th of those 4 books, the constant mean, the one that was supposed to be the acme, the epitome of this pattern of, or this model of education. The constant mean, sometimes translated as the doctrine of the mean, is another relatively short chapter from the records of the rites, and it was considered the most subtle and profound of the 4 books. The word mean, in this case, doesn't signify an average. It refers to moderation and balance. And these qualities, combined with sincerity, can bring a person into harmony with other human beings and with the cosmos itself. The constant mean points the way to an almost mystical union with heaven and earth. It says, equilibrium is the great root from which grows all the human actings in the world, and harmony is the universal path which they should all pursue. Let the states of equilibrium and harmony exist in perfection, and a happy order will prevail throughout heaven and earth, and all things will be nourished and flourish. The 5 classics were the basis of Confucian culture from the Han to the Song dynasties. Confucianism waxed and waned during that 1300-year period in conjunction with imperial rule. But after Jushi, the 4 books reigned supreme from the 14th until the early 20th century. For an idea of what the sacred texts of Confucianism could mean in the life of an individual, we can turn to the Song dynasty martyr Juan. He lived from 1236 to 1283. He was a scholar, an official, a poet, and a commander of the southern Song forces against the invading Mongols. When he was captured, the Mongols attempted to win him over with offers of an official position in the new Yuan dynasty, but he stubbornly refused to compromise his loyalty to the Song regime. Juan Qianshang would accept nothing short of death, and after 4 years of imprisonment, he was finally executed in Beijing at the age of 46. While in prison, contemplating the right course of action, he wrote the following. The sun of those dead heroes has long since set, but their record is before me still. And while the wind whistles under the eaves, I open my book and read, and lo, in their presence my heart glows with a borrowed fire. That's the sort of power that these sacred texts of Confucianism hold upon those who follow them and look to them as guidelines.